Imagine you have been residing in the United States for years. You established a life there. You pay your taxes. You go to work every single day. You follow the rules. And then one morning, you wake up to news that could change everything you have worked for. Your green card, your visa status, your ability to stay in the country you now call home. This is not a hypothetical situation. This is the reality that thousands of immigrants across the United States are facing right now, this very month, because the U.S. government has just initiated one of the most intensive immigration enforcement actions in recent history. And if you are a visa holder, a green card holder, or someone with a pending immigration case, you need to hear every single word of this video. Do not skip ahead. Do not come back to it later. Watch it right now because what we are about to share could be the most important information you receive this year. Welcome to America Door, the channel that exists for one reason and one reason only, to make sure that you, your family, and everyone you care about is never caught off guard by changes to U.S. immigration law. We translate complicated government policies into plain, clear, honest information that you can actually use. No unnecessary legal language, no panic, just facts, context, and guidance. Today, we are covering an urgent and developing situation, a new immigration enforcement action that has officially begun this month. And we are going to break it all down for you completely. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe right now and hit the notification bell, because in times like these, being informed even one day late can make a serious difference. Let us start from the beginning and explain exactly what is happening. Over the past several weeks, U.S. immigration authorities, including Immigration and Customs Enforcement, commonly known as ICE, along with Customs and Border Protection and the Department of Homeland Security, have significantly strengthened their enforcement operations across the country. This increase is the result of new directives issued at the federal level, and it represents a clear and deliberate shift in how immigration rules are being applied on the ground. What makes this enforcement action different from previous operational surges is its scope. It is not limited to undocumented individuals. It is reaching into communities of legal immigrants, including people on valid visas and even lawful permanent residents, meaning green card holders, in ways that many immigration experts are describing as unprecedented. Let us talk about green card holders first, because this is where a lot of the concern and confusion is centered. A green card, officially known as a lawful permanent resident card, has always been considered one of the most secure immigration statuses a foreign national can hold in the United States. It gives you the right to live and work in the country permanently. But here is what many people do not fully understand, and what the current enforcement action is making painfully clear. A green card is not the same as citizenship, and under certain circumstances, it can be taken away. Under the new enforcement directives, authorities are paying much closer attention to green card holders who have certain types of criminal records, even old or minor offenses that may have been overlooked in the past. They are examining those who have spent extended periods outside the United States, which can be interpreted as abandoning your permanent residency. They are reviewing cases where the original green card application may have contained errors or inconsistencies, and they are re-examining conditional green cards, particularly those obtained through marriage, to verify that the underlying relationship is genuine and ongoing. If you are a green card holder, this does not mean you should panic, but it absolutely means you should be proactive. First, check the expiry date on your green card immediately. An expired green card does not mean you have lost your status, but carrying an expired card can create serious complications during any encounter with law enforcement or immigration authorities. Renew it as early as possible. Second, think carefully about your travel history. If you have spent more than 6 months outside the United States in a single trip, or if your total time abroad has been significant, speak to an immigration attorney before your next trip out of the country. Re-entering the U.S. could trigger additional examination under current enforcement priorities. Third, if you have any past legal issues, no matter how minor or how long ago, consult an immigration lawyer now. The current enforcement environment means that issues which previously went unnoticed are now being actively pursued. Now let us talk about visa holders, because the enforcement action is affecting this group just as significantly. Whether you are in the U.S. on an H-1B work visa, an F-1 student visa, a J-1 exchange visitor visa, a B-1 or B-2 tourist or business visa, or any other non-immigrant status, The current environment requires you to be more careful and more aware than ever before. One of the most significant changes being reported is an increase in visa revocations. Reports from immigration attorneys across the country indicate that visas are being revoked at a higher rate than in previous years, sometimes with very little warning, and in some cases for reasons that applicants are finding difficult to understand or challenge. This means that having a valid visa stamp in your passport does not guarantee smooth entry or continued legal status in the way it once did. For F1 student visa holders specifically, there is growing concern about how participation in any kind of public demonstration or protest activity is being viewed by authorities. Several cases have emerged where students have faced immigration consequences related to their involvement in on-campus activities. If you are on a student visa, be aware that your immigration status is tied to very specific conditions: full-time enrollment, maintaining academic progress, and staying within the authorized work limitations of your visa. Any deviation from these conditions, or any activity that draws attention from federal authorities, carries real risk in the current climate. For H-1B and other work visa holders, the message is equally serious. Employers are being held to stricter standards when it comes to sponsorship compliance, and there are more site visits and audits happening at workplaces across the country. If you change jobs, change roles, or if your employer makes any significant changes to your position, you must ensure that your visa petition is updated accordingly through proper legal channels. Working in a role or location that differs from what is listed in your approved petition, even slightly, can be used as grounds for a status violation. Beyond the individual visa categories, there is a broader enforcement strategy taking shape that every immigrant in America needs to understand. Authorities are increasingly using data and technology to identify individuals who have overstayed their visas, failed to appear for immigration hearings, or whose cases are flagged for any number of reasons. Interior enforcement operations, meaning immigration activities that happen away from the border, are taking place in cities, suburbs, and communities across the country. The idea that certain cities or regions offer complete protection is becoming less reliable as federal enforcement authority is being asserted more actively. So what should you do? The answer, regardless of your specific immigration situation, comes down to three things: documentation, legal support, and awareness. On documentation, make sure every single one of your immigration documents is current, organized, and easily accessible. This includes your visa, your passport, your I-94 travel record, any approval notices or work authorization documents, and a copy of any pending applications. Know where these documents are at all times. On legal support, if you do not already have an immigration attorney or accredited representative, now is the time to find one. Do not wait until you have a problem to seek help. Many nonprofit organizations across the U.S. offer low-cost or free immigration legal services. On awareness, stay informed about the rules that apply specifically to your visa category and your situation. The rules for an H-1B holder are different from those for an F-1 student, which are different again from those for a green card holder. Know your rights, know your conditions, and know exactly what you are and are not permitted to do. We also want to say something that goes beyond the legal and practical details. We know that living through a period of heightened immigration enforcement is genuinely concerning. It creates anxiety in families. It creates uncertainty about the future. It makes people who have done absolutely nothing wrong feel as though they are constantly under observation. If that is how you are feeling right now, you are not alone. Millions of people across this country are navigating exactly the same concern. And the best response to concern in any situation is knowledge. When you understand what is happening, why it is happening, and what you can do about it, you move from a position of anxiety into a position of power. And that is exactly why this channel exists. That is a wrap on today's urgent update here at America Door. If this video gave you clarity or helped you understand what is happening right now, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who need this information. Share this video with anyone you know who is living in the U.S. on a visa or green card. You could be helping them avoid a serious mistake. Subscribe to America Door and turn on all notifications because we are monitoring this situation closely and we will bring you updates as they develop. Your immigration journey matters, your future matters, and we are here to make sure you have everything you need to protect it. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.